Hello everyone, our today topic is Stirling formula. In this formula we have to prove gamma z is similar to z raised to power z minus 1 by 2 into e raised to the power minus z into under root 2 pi as mod z tends to infinity. So जैसा कि हमने देखा था कि गामा जेड हमारा किसकी इक्वल होता है 1 बाई जेड ई रेस टू पावर गामा जेड इंटू जी जेड। वो जो जी जेड की वैल्यू है वो हमारी होती है प्रोडक्ट एन इज इक्वल टू 1 टू इन्फिनिटी 1 प्लस जेड बाई एन इंटू ई रेस टू पावर माइनस जेड बाई एन। सो गामा जेड कैन बी रिटर्न एज ई रेस टू पावर माइनस गामा जेड अपॉन जेड and this quantity can be written as summation n is equal to 1 to infinity 1 plus z by n ka inverse into e raised to power z by n. So this is our equation number first by using the definition of gamma z. Now apply log both side. This is equal to log of gamma z, and if we apply the log on product of n is equal to 1 to infinity 1 plus z by n का इनवर्स e raised to power z by n. So for each value of n, this is 1 plus z का इनवर्स e raised to power z plus 1 plus z का 1 plus z by 2 raised to power minus 1 into e raised to power z by 2, continuing like this 1 plus z by n का इनवर्स e raised to power z by n. So this is equal to log m plus this is the product symbol. So this is equal to log m1 into m2 into m3 up to shown mn into like this. So we can use the property of log m1 plus log m2 plus log m3. Then in compact form we can write it as a summation form. So if we apply log on the product, then we get the summation quantity summation n is equal to 1 to infinity. If we apply log over this term, this is equal to log of e raised to power z by n, that is z by n minus into minus this log of, ये प्रॉपर्टी होती है log of m, log of a की पावर m, this is equal to m into log of a. So this negative symbol comes in the front of log, so minus log 1 plus zn minus apply log on this quantity minus gamma z minus, and log of 1 by z can be written as minus log z. So after applying log on both sides we get this equation, that is equation number second. Now we are going to use lemma first to find the expression for this quantity. In the lemma first, the summation quantity run from n is equal to 1 to n minus 1, but here we the summation is run from n is equal to 1 to infinity. So in the last very step we can put the limit n tends to infinity. So by lemma first we get the expression for this quantity summation n is equal to 1 to infinity 1 to n minus 1 z minus z by 1 z by n minus log 1 plus z by n. This is our lemma number first. So we are trying to find the expression for this quantity. तो इसके लिए जो हमारा एक्सप्रेशन रहेगा दिस विल बिकम, जो भी टर्म थी वो उसके किस में चली जाएंगी, लेफ्ट साइड में जाके ऐड हो जाएंगी. सो दिस इज 0 टू n u ग्रेटेस्ट इंटीजर u माइनस u प्लस 1 बाई 2 z प्लस u du प्लस log n माइनस 1 फैक्टोरियल प्लस z 1 प्लस 1 बाई 2 up to shown 1 upon n minus 1 plus z plus 1 by 2 log z minus n minus 1 by 2 plus z log n plus z plus n. So by using the lemma first we get this equation number third. Now in the definition of gamma we use a quantity, scalar quantity, that is gamma. So the expression for gamma is equal to, gamma can be written as limit n tends to infinity 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by n minus log n. सो ये हमारी क्वांटिटी थी किसके लिए, जो स्केलर हमारा किस में यूज होता है, गामा की डेफिनेशन में. सो इसके लिए हम क्या लिख सकते हैं, 1+1/2 हमें किसके लिए एक्सप्रेशन निकालना, 1+1/2 प्लस अप टू n-1. सो दिस विल बी इक्वल टू गामा प्लस log n प्लस ऑर्डर ऑफ 1, बिकॉज n टेंस टू क्या, जो n है वो हमारा किसको टेंड कर रहा है, इन्फिनिटी को, तो जो हायर टर्म है वो किस में इंक्लूड हो जाएंगी, ऑर्डर ऑफ 1 में. सो फॉर दिस एक्सप्रेशन वी गेट द क्वांटिटी 1+1/2 किसके इक्वल हो जाएगा हमारा, गामा प्लस log n प्लस ऑर्डर ऑफ 1. नाउ अगेन log of n plus z can be written as log of n 1 plus z by n. So this is log n plus log of 1 plus z by n by using property of log. So this is log n. Now we have to write expression for this quantity which is equal to z by n plus z by n का whole square into 2 plus z by n का whole cube इंटू 3. इस तरह की क्वांटिटी आपके पास आएंगी, तो हम किसको रखेंगे, जेड बाई एन को प्लस ऑर्डर ऑफ 1/n². सो जो अदर हायर टर्म होंगे वो इस क्वांटिटी में क्या हो जाएंगी, इंक्लूड हो जाएंगी. सो log n प्लस जेड के लिए जो हमारा फैक्टर है वो क्या आ जाएगा, log n प्लस जेड बाई एन प्लस ऑर्डर ऑफ 1/n². नाउ बाय लेमा सेकेंड हमें किसके लिए एक्सप्रेशन देता है, log n-1 फैक्टोरियल के लिए n-1/2 log n-n प्लस c प्लस ऑर्डर ऑफ 1 वेयर ऑर्डर ऑफ 1 टेंस टू 0 एज n टेंस टू इन्फिनिटी एंड c इज द कांस्टेंट फॉर द पॉजिटिव इंटीजर n. सो दिस एक्सप्रेशन इज गिवन बाय लेमा सेकेंड. दिस इज अवर लेमा सेकेंड. For n is a positive integer, then log of gamma n, or we can say log of n-1 factorial can be written as like this. So we use this expression from lemma second. Now we have an expression for this quantity again for log n plus z and log n-1 factorial. So now we have to put the expression for all these three quantity into third equation. So finally we get summation n is equal to 1 to infinity n-1. We have just simply put the value of log n-1 factorial from lemma second. This is by using lemma second. Now z into the expression for this quantity is log n plus gamma plus 0 order of 1 plus n plus 1/2 log of z minus n minus 1/2 प्लस z इंटू log n प्लस z. एंड log n प्लस z के लिए हमने क्या किया था एक्सप्रेशन, log n प्लस z बाई n प्लस ऑर्डर ऑफ n² प्लस n. सो जो ये जो आपकी टर्म है ये कैंसिल आउट हो जाएंगी. इसके बाद हमें क्या करना है, वी हैव टू टेक लिमिट n टेंस टू इन्फिनिटी. सो जितनी भी टर्म जिसमें आपका ऑर्डर ऑफ n² है, ऑर्डर ऑफ n है, वो किसको टेंड कर जाएंगी, 0 को. और ऑर्डर ऑफ 1 किसको टेंड करेगा, 0 को एज n टेंस टू इन्फिनिटी बाय लेमा सेकेंड. एंड ऑल द अदर क्वांटिटी विच इंक्लूड ऑर्डर ऑफ n² 1/n², दिस टेंस टू 0 एज n टेंस टू इन्फिनिटी. So finally what we get, limit n tends to infinity. So this summation run from n is equal to 1 to infinity and our limit of integration tends run from 0 to infinity. Greatest integer u minus u plus 1/2 u plus z du and the remaining quantity c plus gamma z plus z plus 1/2 log z minus z. कैंसिल आउट करने के बाद और जैसे ही आप n टेंस टू इन्फिनिटी रखेंगे तो ये क्वांटिटी हमारे पास लेफ्ट आउट करेंगी. Now we use this expression into our equation number second. This is our equation number second and we get the expression for this quantity summation n is equal to 1 to infinity z by n minus log of 1 plus z by n. So finally we put this value into equation number second. What we get, log gamma z is equal to 0 to infinity u greatest integer u minus u plus 1/2 u plus z into du plus c plus gamma z plus z plus 1/2 log z minus z and in this quantity minus gamma z minus log z. So gamma z cancel out by gamma z. The remaining term are 0 to infinity, integration from 0 to infinity, greatest integer u minus u plus 1 by 2 u plus z du plus z plus 1 by 2. We combine these quantity, log z will be common out. So z plus 1 by 2 minus 1. So this is equal to z minus 1 by 2 log z minus z plus c. Now we have to remember this quantity, the value of constant c used in lemma second. So the value for the constant is 1 by 2 log of 2 pi. So finally put the value of c into this equation. What we get? Log gamma z, integration from 0 to infinity, in greatest integer u minus u plus 1 by 2 u plus z du and plus z minus 1 by 2 log z minus z, and the value of c is 1 by 2 log of 2 pi. So the integral term, this integral term in the log gamma z called error term. So for very large value of z, this error can be made 0. So as gamma z tends to infinity, means for very large value for gamma mod z, for very large value of mod z, this error will become 0. So this integral term is called error, and this tends to 0 as gamma z mod z tends to infinity, means for very large value of z, this error can be removed. So this in that case this error will become 0. So log of gamma z is similar to z minus 1 by 2. This quantity becomes 0 and we are left with this term, 1 by minus z plus 1 by 2 log of 2 pi as gamma z tends to infinity. So log of gamma z is equal to, this can be written as log of z. So this can be written as log of z raised to power z minus 1 by 2, and it can be written as e raised to power minus z, because if we apply log then we get the same quantity minus z into under root 2 pi. So cancel log will cancel out from both sides. So we are left with gamma z is similar to z raised to power z minus 1 by 2 e raised to power minus z into under root 2 pi as z tends to infinity. This is our required formula. तो हमने सिंपली क्या किया है, गामा जेड की डेफिनेशन ली. गामा जेड की डेफिनेशन से हमने क्या मिल गया, इक्वेशन नंबर सेकंड. फिर हमने यूज किया लेम्मा फर्स्ट का. लेम्मा फर्स्ट से हमारे पास ये क्वांटिटी आ गई. फिर इस जो लेम्मा फर्स्ट का यूज करने के बाद जो क्वांटिटी आई उसमें हमने इस क्वांटिटी के लिए यूज किया लेम्मा सेकंड. इसके लिए हमने यूज किया जो स्केलर आपका यूज होता है गामा की डेफिनेशन में, उसका एक्सप्रेशन. उस एक्सप्रेशन से हमने इसके लिए जो भी फैक्टर आएगा, जो भी एक्सप्रेशन आएगा वो निकाल लिया. फिर हमने log n प्लस जेड के लिए एक्सप्रेशन निकाला. तो फाइनली इन तीन टर्म्स के लिए एक्सप्रेशन निकाल के इसमें पुट कर दिया. जो भी वैल्यू आई उस पर हमने क्या कर दिया, n टेंस टू इन्फिनिटी. फिर फाइनली हमारे पास जो ये टर्म आई है हमारी एरर टर्म होती है. जैसे ही हम मोड जेड की जो मॉडुलस वैल्यू, लार्ज मॉडुलस वैल्यू जेड की हम कंसिडर करेंगे तो ये एरर टर्म है जो हमारी ये रिमूव हो जाएगी. एरर रिमूव हो जाएगी फॉर वेरी लार्ज मॉडुलस वैल्यू ऑफ जेड. In that case this quantity will become 0, and then finally we get the Stirling formula. So this is our Stirling formula. This is important for the exam point of view. Now the next is Riemann zeta function. Riemann zeta function gz is defined as the series summation n is equal to 1 to infinity n raised to power minus z, or we can say summation n is equal to 1 to infinity 1 by n raised to power z. This is our Riemann zeta function. It has some characteristic. This function is known as converges uniformly and absolutely in bounded closed domain to the right of the line real part of z. This is our z plane. And the real part of z is equal to 1. So z is equal to x plus eta y. So x की जो वैल्यू है वो क्या है, रियल पार्ट ऑफ z is equal to 1. So दिस लाइन। सो ये क्या कह रहा है कि जो रीमान जेटा फंक्शन है वो कन्वर्ज करेगा यूनिफॉर्मली एंड एब्सोल्युटली इन द बाउंडेड क्लोज डोमेन टू द राइट ऑफ द लाइन। इस रीजन में कोई भी अगर हमारे पास बाउंडेड डोमेन होगी तो उस केस में ये फंक्शन है जो रीमान जेटा फंक्शन, ये हमारा क्या करेगा, कन्वर्ज करेगा यूनिफॉर्मली एंड एब्सोल्युटली। Hence the function gz is an analytic function when real part of z is greater than 1. So now we are going to prove that gz has this property. It converges absolutely and uniformly for the bounded closed domain to the right of real part of z is equal to 1. So first recall a result. If we have a sequence of functions u and z is analytic and the series of that function summation n is equal to 1 to infinity un is uniformly convergent, then the series is called analytic in the region R. Now we have a theorem. First, in this theorem we just prove the characteristic of this Riemann zeta function. So prove that the Riemann zeta function gz, which is equal to summation n is equal to 1 to infinity n raised to power minus z, converges for real part of z greater than 1 and converges uniformly for real part of z greater than equal to 1 plus epsilon, where this epsilon is any arbitrary positive, small positive quantity. And also we have to prove this gz function is analytic for this condition, a real part of z is greater than equal to 1 plus epsilon. So what we have to do, we have to prove the Riemann zeta function is converges uniformly for this region, and in the addition of this we have to prove this gz function is analytic in the given region for which a real part of z greater than equal to 1 plus epsilon, where epsilon is any arbitrary small number, positive small number. Now proof is, let us consider n raised to power z. This can be written as e raised to power log of nz. हम इसको ऐसे लिख सकते हैं because logarithm and exponential cancel out and we are left with nz. So nz can be written as like this. This is equal to the property of log of a की power m is equal to m into log a. So this can be written as e raised to power z log n. Z is equal to any number. For complex number we have standard notation z is equal to x plus eta y. So z is equal to x plus eta y log n. So this can be written as e raised to power x log n into e raised to power eta y log n. Now 1 upon nz can be written as 1 by e की power x log n e raised to power eta y log n, and this quantity will become equal to 0 because e की power eta x is equal to cos x plus eta sin x. If we take mode, then it will become cos square x plus sin square x, or you can say z. So in that case this value become 1. So this factor is 1. So 1 upon modulus of 1 upon nz is equal to 1 upon modulus of e की power x log n, but the exponential is a positive quantity, so we can take simple without mode, that is 1 upon e की power x log n. So 1 by z n raised to power z का जो मॉडुलस है वो हमारे पास क्या आ जाएगा, n raised to power x, and this x is real number, and for us we have special condition for this x because x is the real part of z, so it is greater than 1 plus epsilon, but it absolutely is a real number. So this can be written as 1 by mode of 1 upon nz is equal to 1 upon nx. So this is our equation number first. Let epsilon be any given positive number and the real part of z is x, and in the condition given in the theorem that real part of z is greater than or equal to 1 plus epsilon, so x is greater than or equal to 1 plus epsilon, then we have nx can be written as, we just take nx greater than n plus 1 plus epsilon for n is equal to greater than equal to 1. So for the positive value of n, we can take 1 by nx is less than equal to 1 by n plus epsilon. Now from first and second, what we get, the modulus of 1 upon nz is equal to 1 by nx, and 1 by nx is less than equal to 1 upon 1 plus epsilon. So now this is the series of numbers. So this hold for every n greater than equal to z, and every z for which real part of z greater than equal to 1 plus epsilon. But this series is सीरीज इन द रियल नंबर, जो हम रियल एनालिसिस में सीरीज पढ़ते हैं, सीरीज ऑफ नंबर. सो दिस सीरीज ऑफ नंबर इज कन्वर्जेंट बाय पी टेस्ट because this quantity is strictly greater than 1, so it is convergent by p test. Now we have Weierstrass M test. If we have a series of function which is less than equal to a series of number and the series of number is convergent, then the series of function is uniformly convergent. So by Weierstrass M test, the series of 1 by nz is uniformly convergent, and in what region? For which the real part of z is greater than equal to 1 plus epsilon. Also we know that each term of the series, this 1 upon 1 by nz is analytic function. So this sequence is analytic and the series is uniformly convergent for this region. So by the previous result, this series is analytic in this consider region, that is real part of z is greater than equal to 1 plus epsilon. Now next is relation between gamma function and zeta function. हमने गामा फंक्शन जो प्रीवियस लेक्चर में किए थे, गामा फंक्शन के लिए हमने क्या किया था, दो नोटेशन हमने की थी, दो प्रोसेस थे हमारे गामा फंक्शन को डिफाइन करने के लिए. एक फैक्टराइजेशन मेथड था, एक इंटीग्रल मेथड था. दोनों में हमने जो लीजेंड्री फार्मूला था वो हमारा था फैक्टराइजेशन में, जो कि एक इम्पोर्टेंट फार्मूला है. एंड सेकंड हमारा जो इम्पोर्टेंट फार्मूला था वो था स्टिलिंग फार्मूला एंड इट्स लेम्मा that is used in Stirling formula. So now we defining this gamma Riemann zeta function, and this is the characteristic of Riemann zeta function. Now we are look at the relation between gamma function and zeta function. So the relation between gamma function and zeta function is gamma z is into gz. Here gz is the Riemann zeta function and this is our gamma function. The relation is summation n is equal to 1 to infinity integration from 0 to infinity e raised to power minus nt t raised to power z minus 1 into dt. As we know, the gamma z इंटीग्रल जो रिप्रेजेंटेशन थी गामा जेड की वो हमारी क्या है, इंटीग्रेशन फ्रॉम 0 टू इन्फिनिटी e raised to power minus t raised to power z minus 1 into dt, and the real part of z is strictly greater than 0. This is our equation number first. ये क्या हमारी इंटीग्रल रिप्रेजेंटेशन है गामा फंक्शन की. नाउ पुट t इज इक्वल टू एन यू, दिस इम्प्लाइज dt इज इक्वल टू एन इंटू डी यू, एंड t टेंस टू 0, दिस इम्प्लाइज u टेंस टू 0, एंड t टेंस टू इन्फिनिटी इम्प्लाइज u टेंस टू इन्फिनिटी. सो लिमिट रिमेनिंग सेम. सो गामा जेड will become इंटीग्रल फ्रॉम 0 टू इन्फिनिटी e रेज टू पावर माइनस एन यू एंड एन यू की पावर z माइनस 1 इंटू एन इंटू डी यू. सो n की पावर z माइनस 1 और एक पावर यहाँ से n की पावर 1. सो फाइनली वी गेट n रेज टू पावर z इंटीग्रेशन फ्रॉम 0 टू इन्फिनिटी e रेज टू पावर माइनस एन यू रेज टू पावर z माइनस 1 इंटू डी यू. सो दिस इज अवर u इज अ डमी वेरिएबल. यू कैन टेक एनी वेरिएबल इन द प्लेस ऑफ u, t, z, एवरी x, y कुछ भी, जैसे अपने इंटीग्रल इक्वेशन में हम करते हैं. तो डमी वेरिएबल को हम चेंज कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज इफ़ वी चेंज u by t and then we apply the limit, then we get the same expression if we integrate with respect to u. So these are the u is a dummy variable, so we can replace by any other variable. So this is equal to n raised to power minus z, gamma z is equal to 0 to infinity e raised to power minus nt t raised to power z minus 1 into dt. Now if we are going to define the gamma function, then we take a special condition, real part of z is greater than 1. So if real part of greater than 1, real part of z greater than 1, then we take sum of the equation number second over the positive number n. So this will be equal to summation n is equal to 1 to infinity n raised to power minus z into gamma z, summation n is equal to 1 to infinity and this quantity. And this quantity for n is equal to positive number and the real part of z is greater than 1, then it will become the definition of Riemann zeta function, which is gz. So gz into gamma z is this. So this is proved. So this is the relation between gamma z and Riemann zeta function. So today we are discussed Stirling formula, Riemann zeta function, and the proof of the characteristic of Riemann zeta function as a theorem. And the last one is our relation between gamma function and zeta function.